Hello everyone, I'm Aurora from Susan's family. Today, I'll be showing you how to crochet the garden patchwork blanket sunflower version. For this pattern, view it on en.sussudiy.com. Let's take a look at the overall structure of the blanket. The blanket is made by joining Motif 1, Motif 2, and Motif 3. Motif 1, Motif 2, and Motif 3 are crocheted using the same method, but with different color schemes. After completing the crocheting, you will need to add an edging to the motifs. So let's move on to learning the crochet method for the motifs. First, start with a foundation chain. The method for starting is the adjustable magic ring. Begin with an adjustable magic ring. This completes the foundation chain. Now we will start the first round. Yarn over and pull through the loop. At this point, there should be 3 loops on the hook. This is 1/2 double crochet. Next, including the initial turning chain as 1 stitch. This is what it looks like after completing the last stitch. Pull the yarn tail tight to close the ring. With your left hand, yarn over again, and with your right hand, insert the hook through the loop. Slip stitch at the marker spot. Remove the stitch marker. Insert the hook into the slip stitch insertion point to hide the yarn tail conveniently. You can work over it by pressing it against the top of the hook while crocheting. Yarn over and draw through the loop. Pull through the loops on the hook. This completes the slip stitch. Next, start the second round of crocheting. The second round will mainly consist of double crochets. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain for the double crochet. Place a stitch marker on the third chain. Yarn over. Insert the hook into the slip stitch position and make 1 double crochet. Pass the hook through the slip stitch. Wrap the yarn over the top of the hook. Yarn over and draw through. You should now have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, and pull through the last 2 loops. That's 1 double crochet. Now you have 2 double crochets in the slip stitch. We continue by yarn over. Insert the hook into the next stitch. Press the yarn over the top of the hook. Yarn over and draw through. You should now have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, and pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through the last 2 loops. Continue by working another double crochet in the same stitch. The pattern for the second round is to increase with double crochets. You need to work 2 double crochets in the same stitch. The first round has 16 stitches, so the second round should have 32 double crochets when completed. This is what the second round looks like when finished. You can also check to make sure you haven't missed or added any stitches. This round, including the beginning chain, should total 32 double crochets. Once you confirm everything is correct, continue by passing the hook through the loops. Tighten the loops. Slip stitch at the marker spot. The slip stitch is slightly different from the previous ones. First, remove the stitch marker. Pass the hook through the marker spot. Next, we will start the third round. Since the third round uses a different color from the first two rounds, we will switch colors here. Take the color for the third round petals. Yarn over with your left hand. Do it the same way as before. Pinch the yarn tail, leaving about 5 centimeters. Place the yarn behind and hold it tightly. Yarn over and pull the new color through the slip stitch. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over the loops on the hook. Pull tight the yarn tail from the second round. Now there are 2 tails behind. One is the tail from the second round, and the other is the new color change tail. Pinch these 2 tails, and make a starting chain for the third round. Place a stitch marker at the beginning of the chain, and insert the hook into the same stitch. Press the 2 tails behind against the top of the hook. Start crocheting. Insert the hook into the stitch and pull the yarn through. Yarn over and pull through both loops on the hook. That's 1 single crochet. The pattern for the next stitch is to skip 1 stitch and then insert the hook again. Then skip 1 stitch and insert the hook again. Insert the hook through the loop and pull tight. Yarn over. Skip 1 stitch and insert the hook into the next stitch. Remember to press the tail against the top of the hook while crocheting. Yarn over and pull through. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's 1/2 double crochet. Next, make 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over. Insert the hook into the same stitch. Pull through. You now have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through the remaining 2 loops. That's 1 double crochet. Next, make 1 treble crochet. Yarn over twice, once, twice. Then insert the hook into the same stitch and pull through. Now you have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Pull through the first 2 loops. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, and pull through the first 2 loops. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops. That's 1 treble crochet. Next, make another treble crochet. Yarn over twice, and insert the hook into the same stitch. Pull through the loop. You now have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through the next 2 loops. Finally, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Next, make 2 chain stitches, 1, 2. The insertion point for the next stitch is where the 2 treble crochets meet. Insert the hook into the loop. At the point where the 2 treble crochets meet, insert the hook. Pull through the loop. Pass through the loops on the hook. This is a picket stitch. Next, make a treble crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook into the same stitch. Pull through the first 2 loops. Pull through the next 2 loops. Finally, yarn over and pull through all loops. Next, make another treble crochet. Insert the hook into the same stitch. Yarn over and pull through a loop. Pull through all remaining loops. Now, make a double crochet. Insert the hook into the same stitch, yarn over, and pull through. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through all remaining loops. Finally, make 1/2 double crochet. Yarn over and insert the hook into the same stitch. Pull through a loop. Yarn over and pull through 3 loops. This completes one petal. The next insertion point should be 1 stitch apart. Pay attention here. Insert the hook into the next loop. Tighten and skip 1 stitch. In the next stitch, make a single crochet. Remember to place the yarn tail above the hook. Insert the hook, yarn over, and pull through. This is the pattern for the third round. 1 petal, then 1 single crochet, another petal, then another single crochet. Turn the work piece. We can trim the excess yarn from the second round. Continue with the second petal. Skip 1 stitch and insert the hook into the next stitch. Work 1 half double crochet. Place the yarn tail above the hook. Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over again, and pull through all 3 loops. Next, work 1 double crochet. Yarn over and pull through the same stitch. Pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through all remaining loops. The third stitch is a treble crochet. Wrap the yarn twice and insert the hook into the same stitch. Pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through the next 2 loops. Finally, yarn over and pull through all remaining loops. The fourth stitch is also a treble crochet. Wrap the yarn twice and insert the hook into the same stitch. Pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through the next 2 loops. Finally, pull through all remaining loops. Then, work 2 chain stitches. Here, you can see that half a petal consists of 4 stitches. A complete petal is made up of 8 stitches, and it is symmetrical on both sides. This is the position to insert the hook. It's where 2 treble crochets meet. Yarn over, pull through, and then pass through the loops on the hook. Continue by wrapping the yarn twice and inserting the hook into the same stitch. Work a treble crochet. Remember to press the yarn tail against the top of the hook while crocheting. Wrap the yarn twice again, and insert the hook into the same stitch. Work another treble crochet. Next, work 1 double crochet. Insert the hook into the same stitch. The last stitch is a half double crochet. Work in the same stitch. The second petal is now completed. You can see that it consists of 8 stitches. Following the previous pattern, we skip 1 stitch. In the next stitch, work a single crochet. Remember to press the yarn tail against the top of the hook while crocheting. After completing the single crochet, skip 1 space and move to the next stitch. Continue the petal pattern. This is what it looks like when finished. There are a total of 8 petals. Next, we will join with a slip stitch. Insert the hook through the loop and pull tight. Join at the marker spot. Remove the marker. Insert the hook into the stitch where the marker was. Pull the yarn through. Then pull through the loop on the hook. This completes the slip stitch. Next, turn the work piece. Work 1 chain stitch. We will now start the 4th round of crocheting. You can see on the back of the fabric piece that between each petal there is a V-shaped stitch. The next insertion point will be in each V, where you will work a front post double crochet. Similarly, insert the hook through the loop and pull tight. Insert the hook into the V-shaped stitch mentioned earlier. Yarn over and pull through the loop. Yarn over again, and pull through both loops on the hook. Complete 1 front post double crochet, then work 3 chain stitches. Next, in the next V-shaped stitch, work a front post double crochet. Again, work 3 chain stitches. Follow the pattern of 1 front post double crochet, 3 chain stitches, and another front post double crochet, and continue this method all the way around. Next, join with a slip stitch at the first front post double crochet. Pull the loop tight. You can fasten off the yarn here. After cutting the yarn, yarn over and pull through the loop, then pull tight again. This completes the sunflower motif. Turn the workpiece. You will notice that the 4th round corresponds to the 3rd round. For the next 5th round, it is crocheted, corresponding to the 4th round. As you can see, there is a gap between the 4th and 3rd rounds. We insert the hook here. Take the color needed for the 5th round. Yarn over with your left hand. Leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail. Hold the yarn tail and the petal tightly together. Insert the hook and yarn over, then pull through the 4th round, and make a slip stitch to secure it. Make another slip stitch. Form a turning chain for the double crochet. Place a stitch marker on the 3rd chain. Continue making double crochets in the same stitch. You need to make 3 double crochets in 1 stitch. This is the 2nd yarn over, pulling the yarn through. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through both loops. Make another double crochet. This completes the 3 double crochets in 1 stitch. The next insertion point is in the hole of the front post single crochet. Insert your hook into the loop corner of the square motif. And yarn over. Always pay attention to the position of the yarn tail. Make sure it is placed above the hook while crocheting. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the hole of the front post single crochet to make a double crochet. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. 3 double crochets. Then chain 2, 1, 2. Next, in the same hole, continue with 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. This is the corner position of the square motif. This forms a right angle. The pattern for the corner position is 3 double crochets, 2 chain stitches, followed by 3 more double crochets. Next, insert the hook into the ring and pull tight. In the next line, work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Next, continue with 3 double crochets in the next line as well. 1, 2, 3. Next, we're at the corner position of the motif again, just like before. Work 3 double crochets in the hole of the front post, double crochet, 2 chain stitches, and then 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 2 chain stitches, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets. Now you can see the pattern on one side. There are 6 stitches between each corner. Each braid has 3 stitches. Continue working in this pattern to complete the round. Finally, join with a slip stitch at the marker spot. We turn the fabric piece. You can see that the circular flower has turned into a square motif. Continue working on the 6th round. First, make 3 chain stitches as the turning chain for the double crochet. Place a stitch marker on the 3rd chain stitch. The 6th round is worked on top of the 5th round, with an increase in stitches. First, work double crochets corresponding to the 5th round. Here we have already worked 6 double crochets corresponding to the 5th round. We have reached the corner. At this corner, we need to increase stitches. The method for increasing stitches is to work 2 double crochets, 2 chain stitches, and then 2 more double crochets. Next, continue working double crochets corresponding to the 5th round. Here, the 6th round of the square motif has 12 stitches on each side, not including the increase points at the corners. Continue increasing at the corner position with 2 double crochets, 2 chain stitches, and 2 more double crochets. Follow this pattern to complete the 6th round. The last stitch of the 6th round is completed. Join with a slip stitch at the stitch marker. First, insert the hook into the stitch marker position. Pick up the color needed for the 7th round. Yarn over with your left hand. Leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail. Pinch the yarn and the motif together. Insert the hook into the color needed for the 7th round. Slip stitch directly. Slightly turn the fabric and tighten the yarn tail from the 6th round. Start with 3 chain stitches. Place a stitch marker on the 3rd chain stitch. The crochet method for the 7th round involves increasing stitches based on the 6th round. Pay attention to placing the yarn tail above the hook while crocheting. First, correspondingly crochet double crochets over the 6th round. Here we reach the corner of the 7th round. It's the same as the 6th round, where you also increase stitches. The pattern for increasing stitches is 2 double crochets, 2 chain stitches, followed by 2 more double crochets. Here, we turn the fabric. You can trim the excess yarn tail from the 6th round. Continue crocheting the double crochets that correspond to the 6th round. Correspondingly crochet the double crochets for the 6th round. The stitch count for one side of the 7th round motif is 16 stitches, not including the increased stitches at the corners. Next, follow the pattern to continue completing the 7th round. Finish the last stitch of the 7th round. Join with a slip stitch at the stitch marker. Here, you can fasten off the yarn. Then, pull the excess tail tight. This way, a complete sunflower motif is done. Next, crochet motifs 2 and 3 using the same method. Then, proceed to sew the motifs together. Join them according to the arrangement shown in the diagram. Crochet the edging. The complete sunflower blanket consists of 81 motifs, arranged in a 9×9 square. I have already crocheted motifs 1, 2, and 3. Now, let's sew them together. First, take the sewing needle and thread it with white cotton yarn. Start by sewing motif 1 and motif 2 together. Align the two motifs as closely as possible. Find the corner chain stitch of motif 2. Use the sewing needle to pass through the inner half loop of the corner chain stitch of motif 2. Sew it to the inner half loop of the corner chain stitch of motif 1. You can pass the sewing needle through the same spot again to secure it in place. Next, find the corresponding positions of motif 1 and motif 2. Here, pay attention to only sewing their inner half loops. After sewing, remember to pull the yarn tight. Sew one stitch to another. Here, motif 1 and motif 2 are now sewn together. Turn the work and weave in the excess tail into the fabric. Similarly, the starting chain position also needs to be woven in. Follow this method to continue sewing motif 2 to motif 3. When joining motifs, pay attention to the following. When many motifs are joined together, I use the method of first joining the rows and then the columns. Join them row by row. At the point where these 4 motifs meet, make sure not to leave too much space. Both the rows and columns should correspond, matching up the corresponding stitches for sewing. Now, let's start the edging for the first round. Take the color needed for the first round of edging. Insert the hook at the corner. Yarn over and draw through the corner. Chain 3 as the turning chain for the double crochet. Place a stitch marker on the third chain. Then, work another double crochet in the same corner. Match the stitches of the fabric piece below and work double crochets accordingly. Here, one side of a motif has been completed. Excluding the 2 double crochets at the corner, there should be 20 stitches. You can check to make sure there are no missed or extra stitches. This is where 2 motifs connect. We need to work a double crochet at the corner. Next, we'll decrease with a double crochet, yarn over and pull through the corner. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again, and pull through the next corner. Now you have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now you have 3 loops left. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's how you decrease with a double crochet. Next, work another double crochet in the same hole. This completes the edging between the 2 motifs. Next, correspond to the stitches below the motif. Work double crochets. Here we come to the corner. The pattern is 2 double crochets, 2 chain stitches. Then 2 more double crochets. All worked in the same corner. Again, match up with the stitches below the motif. Work double crochets. Here at the final corner, we still need to increase stitches, 2 double crochets followed by 2 chain stitches. Then join with a slip stitch. Join at the stitch marker. This completes the first round of edging. This completes the first round of hooking. This completes the first round of edging. Here, fasten off the yarn. Then pull the yarn tail tight. Start the second round of edging. Take the color needed for the second round. With your left hand, wrap the yarn, leaving about 5 centimeters. Pinch the yarn tail of the second round together with the motif. Insert the hook into the starting position of the first round. That is, the position of the stitch marker from the previous round. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Work a standing stitch to secure it. Tidy up the yarn tail at the back. Insert the hook into the same stitch position. Work a single crochet. Remember to place the yarn tail above the hook while crocheting. Place a stitch marker on the completed single crochet. This marks the first stitch of this round. Next, work a chain stitch. Here you can see that the chain stitch corresponds to skipping 1 stitch below. In the next stitch, work another single crochet. Follow with another chain stitch. Skip 1 stitch below to correspond. In the next stitch, work a single crochet. The pattern for this round is 1 single crochet, 1 chain stitch. Below, the corresponding row skips 1 stitch. In the next stitch, continue to work a single crochet. Here we reach the corner. Continue by skipping 1 stitch below. In the next stitch, work a single crochet. Here you can see there is 1 stitch remaining below. Here, we continue with a chain stitch directly in the at the corner. In the corner, work 1 single crochet and 2 chain stitches. Then add 1 more single crochet in the corner. Below, continue with 1 chain stitch. In the next stitch, work a single crochet directly. Below, continue repeating the previous pattern. 1 single crochet, 1 chain stitch. Below, the corresponding row skips 1 stitch. In the next stitch, work a single crochet. The last corner is the same as before. 1 single crochet, 2 chain stitches, 1 single crochet, then 1 more chain stitch. Finally, join with a slip stitch at the stitch marker. This completes the second round of the edging. After joining, fasten off the yarn. Secure the yarn tail and tighten the loop. Next, start the third round of the edging. Insert the hook into the second round chain stitch. Pay attention to hiding the yarn tail from the second round. Place the yarn tail above the hook and continue crocheting. The same as the second round of the edging. Start with 1 chain stitch. Work 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Place a stitch marker on the single crochet. Follow the same pattern as the second round. 1 single crochet, 1 chain stitch. Below, skip 1 stitch to correspond with the previous round. Work 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Here we are at the corner. Just like the second round of the edging. Continue with 1 single crochet, 2 chain stitches, then another single crochet, 1 chain stitch. After completing the chain stitch, skip 1 stitch. In the next stitch, work a single crochet. Continue following the previous pattern to complete the third round of the edging. This is the last corner of the third round. Just like before. Work a single crochet at the corner, 2 chain stitches, 1 single crochet, and 1 more chain stitch. Continue following the pattern. Complete the third round with a slip stitch at the stitch marker. This completes the third round of the edging. Here, we will fasten off the yarn. After completing, pull the yarn through the loop to tighten. Next, we will work on the final round of the edging. Insert the hook into the chain stitch from the third round. Similarly, yarn over and pull up a loop. Press the yarn tail against the hook and continue crocheting. Make a starting chain to secure it. Work a single crochet in the same stitch. Place a stitch marker at the single crochet. The pattern is the same as the third round. Work 1 single crochet and 1 chain stitch. Skip 1 stitch below to correspond. Work a single crochet in the next stitch. Continue following the same pattern as before. Crochet until you reach the slip stitch. Slip stitch at the stitch marker. Cut the yarn, pull the ring tight, and weave in the ends. That's the method for crocheting the sunflower blanket. I demonstrated with a small sample. In reality, each motif requires 27 pieces. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family. Support your handwork experience. Enjoy the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.